Well, hello, folks.
What's up, y'all?
So good to be with you. This is Rolling Start, the American F1 podcast. And we're here to just talk a little bit retrospectively about Spa. What is there a second name of the race? Is like
Spa de Francorchamps.
Yeah, I never attempt because
it's Spa.
It's
It's
just Spa.
Spa. It's Spa. We're going to call it Spa.
That's all it is.
The longest racetrack on the calendar.
It's a beautiful racetrack.
Glorious.
It's incredible. Like, I'd love to go visit. We want to talk about some of the top lines from Spa. We want to look ahead to this race weekend, but we also want to just talk narratives, big picture. What is happening, and what did Spa reset?
Mm-hmm.
What did Spa tell us was already true? Where were the gut checks of Spa? Where were the surprises? Where were the standouts? All those things. So, James,
if we're talking about gut checks,
please, let's just start.
The gut check was for George Russell.
Of course it was.
His championship is slipping away from him. George Russell's championship is slipping away from him. Arguably, it is gone.
Yeah.
Statistically, sure.
No, yeah,
he's in it.
Of course.
Antonelli has the momentum this season. Antonelli has the Mercedes, and Antonelli has evidently decided that is enough to make me a world champion.
Yeah. And Antonelli has the other piece of it too, which is so critical in these high stress sports environments. He has the mental fortitude.
Yes.
It would seem to push through adversity. Because here's the thing that's really fascinating. All of the bad luck hasn't just been on Russell's side of the garage.
No.
Antonelli has had his list of bad luck too.
Almost equally.
Literally.
It's almost equally.
Almost equally.
So George is fast. Antonelli seems to be faster.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into this race and he gets knocked out in the first lap.
Yep.
He's got power deployment issues. He comes into the weekend self-identifying that, hey, you know what? The narrative that I've been saying in regards to luck is actually kind of weak. That's a weak narrative. And the reality is that the driving style that I have for this car is not working. And I need to adjust my driving style. And I don't think that's going to happen within one or two races.
No.
And then all of a sudden he comes out of the gates, he has deployment issues, and he's knocked out the first round. And his teammate goes on to solidify a first place and further his lead in the world championship. And then to pour salt into the wound, Hamilton takes George over into the number two spot again in the championship ranking.
Yeah, I mean, so I was listening to this incredible episode the other day, and they're talking about this character who just has this insane string of bad luck.
Yeah.
And it's this guy, he's just trying to get home. And, you know, for the life of him, he can't make it home. Like, one bad thing happens after the other. It's like, you know, he's almost home and he has his men do something stupid and they get blown off course, and then monsters start eating his men, and then he gets kidnapped by gods and all this crazy stuff. And I literally was just thinking, like, is this just George Russell? And the story is obviously the Odyssey, Matt Damon, Christopher Nolan. I mean, rave reviews. But in this story, we've got this guy who everything in the universe is against him until it isn't.
Right.
And so as I'm thinking about George's season, I do think there's been a bit of whining. There's been a bit of complaining.
Yeah.
A bit of frustration. And I'm not seeing that from Antonelli in the same way. Like, Antonelli is vocal when things have went bad. It's not like he's been quiet. Like, he's been vocal.
Totally.
But he just kind of like bounces back.
What you're describing is that what you're not seeing from Antonelli is entitlement.
Say more.
Well, you hear this from George. This is unlucky. This is unacceptable from the team. This is dangerous. All these things. The tone that he has is from someone who feels like he deserves to be number one in the championship because he's been at Mercedes longest. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Whether they admit it or not, that's what his behavior indicates to us. Whereas Antonelli, who's in the exact same car, has had almost the exact same type of failures and problems and issues, or equal there too, has not been entitled once.
Yeah.
And has said things like, man, it's amazing that we went 5 races in a row, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm bound to be unlucky. Whereas George is like, I guess this is just the universe against me. It's really hard.
Can I just say something too? Entitlement, it's easy to like slot into that lane.
100%.
It is really easy, especially when you feel like your body of work supports the outcome you feel you're entitled to.
Yes.
But the problem is there's a thing called a race weekend. And every weekend it kind of resets.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily like care if you won the last one.
Right.
It doesn't care if you're ahead. It doesn't care like how good you are. It's can you deliver on this racetrack, on this weekend, under these set of circumstances, whatever they may be, rain, snow, sleet, hail, whatever, like whatever it is, can you perform consistently?
Yes.
Across the board? And can you string those together? And there is something to be said for momentum. Obviously, momentum is a real thing. But I think even more important than momentum is resilience.
Yes.
Can you freaking get back up when you have lost momentum? And that's the difference between someone who's entitled and someone who's just happy to be here, where Kimi has found a way to get back up when he's lost momentum. If I can just quickly share a piece of data with us. I was looking at the race results. So Kimi, the last race Kimi won was in Monaco. Barcelona, he didn't win.
Nope.
Austria, he didn't win.
Nope.
Great Britain, he didn't win.
No.
There was multiple races where he did not actually win. Like some would say he lost momentum.
Or was unlucky.
Or the universe was against me.
Correct.
Except Kimi's not using that language.
Yes. This, however, let me bring you some data.
Please.
This is a quote.
Please.
From Georgie Poo. I'm numb to the disappointment now. When it happens so often, you just get used to it.
No.
Dude. Russell isn't performing. Like the story, how can you be in a Mercedes this season and say, I just wish Mercedes would give me the car that I need?
Dude, this is
like, are you
unreal.
joking me?
This is unreal. It's like some freaking Greek tragedy that Homer is pending where it's like, you know, I'm just numb to the emotions of this now.
I'm numb to the disappointment now. Ah, dude, get over it. Like you're in a Mercedes, you're in a dominant car. Go out there and deliver it. The reality is that when your car works, the question that everyone is still asking is, why aren't you decimating Antonelli? Yep. Why aren't you beating Antonelli? Yep. Why aren't you ahead of Antonelli?
Yep.
You haven't wrapped your head around this car, around the driving style that you need of your own admission.
Yeah.
So stop blaming the car that is winning the championship right now and start looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Mercedes is owning their part. The technical director said, we've had some problems with the deployment with Georgia's car. Toto then said, all Mercedes-powered cars are having straight-line energy issues out of turn one. It's not just Russell being unlucky. It is systematic. So there's some truth to what he's saying. It's just that his championship gap went from 25 to 50, and it's not the car's fault.
No, I completely agree. I mean, I think you are seeing the difference between two drivers, same team, same car, who are at the top. And I heard two things that I thought were really interesting.
Yeah.
One was these cars have coding and they have algorithms.
Yep.
And so one of the things that Oscar Piastri brought up was calling this like the algorithm championship. And it was out of jest, and I need to look into the context. But I was listening to the Sky Sports team, and Crofty was talking about how these algorithms in the car are learning, right?
Yes.
And so
How you take the corner one
as
time,
you take the corner,
it's trying to
and
optimize it for you.
they're optimizing it. So one of the things that the Sky Sports team was saying is, listen, it is quite possible that Kimi Antonelli is just a more energy efficient driver.
100%. 100%.
And George is a less
It's a great way
energy
to put it.
efficient driver. And so that is why Kimi is having success and George is not. And the other thing is, Kimi has less to unlearn. This is only his second season.
Yep.
George has seasons that he needs to unlearn with how he has driven, because how he performed then is failing him now. And so he has to unlearn all of that, which is why I feel he's being pretty defeatist in recognizing, like, I don't know that I'm going to make the turn,
dude,
and unlearn all of that
100%
way of racing before it's too far gone.
Yeah. It is a dilemma, which is why I come back to the realization that I'm coming to is George Russell is not going to win this championship. It is done. Maybe if Ferrari hasn't or wasn't as strong as it is, maybe we could have seen more. But the reality is that freaking Ferrari they are cranked. McLaren is trying desperately to figure it out.
Red Bull's figuring it out.
We can get to that in a minute.
We'll get to there.
And George is not. Antonelli, I think it's going to be really hard for someone to take this championship from him. But it's definitely not going to be George.
And should we feel bad about that? I don't feel bad for entitled people. So if he's entitled, then I don't feel bad for him to like get a cold dose of reality. Like you came into the season as if the championship trophy should just be handed to you after Australia.
Mm-hmm.
That was the posture.
Yes.
And everything has went down and to the left from Australia for George. And so, and lap one, I was watching the race. The moment George went out, I literally started clapping.
You started clapping when George Russell crashed?
Because I am sick of his like posture through all this stuff.
It's the disposition.
Like, it's better for you to just be out of the freaking race.
It drives me nuts.
Now here's the thing.
Hearing him on the radio drives me nuts.
Here's the thing. I struggle with entitlement myself. It sneaks up on you. It happens.
We're Americans.
But it's
of course
ugly.
We struggle with entitlement because we're the greatest.
But it's ugly. And then when you finally look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, oh, that doesn't wear well and that doesn't win.
It just feels like you and I have people in our lives that will tell us when we get that way. And George is not changing. It doesn't feel like there's someone in his life going, dude, you sound like a whining 6-year-old girl right now.
Is no one saying like, are you listening to your messages?
You sound like a child that doesn't get what they want when they're in line at the grocery store with their mom. You look, we were just talking about this. We live in LA and people walk their dogs. And then there's other people who walk their dogs in strollers. They put their dog in a stroller and they walk them. And I saw a dog being walked in a stroller. It was a Pomeranian and it had little bows in its hair and it had a fan blowing on it. And it had a little Bluetooth speaker with white noise playing. That's George Russell. And someone needs to go up to the owner of that dog and say, it's a dog. Take it off. Let it run around. Let it play. Get it out of a freaking stroller. It's not a baby.
Dude,
it is and no one's doing this for George.
No one is.
No one is telling George, like, look in the mirror, dude. It's you.
Yeah.
It's you. The
no one's
only person that seems to be doing it is his team boss, Toto. Toto's not buying it.
Well, and you have heard, first off, dog analogy, fantastic. Second off, we're obviously huge fans of dogs. Yeah. If you're watching, we've got corgi mugs. We both have been dog owners.
We've both been to China. They're delicious. We love dogs.
Dogs are descendants from wolves.
100%.
Like,
They're wild animals.
They are meant to be out running,
Let the
exercising.
dog out.
Like, George, you are Mercedes, bro.
100%.
Like, you are in a team who has dominated and who has found the Death Star. So this is when Toto's like, George, just race.
Figure it out, dude.
Figure it out, bro.
Stop talking and start driving.
Stop trying to engineer 3 other drivers' races and just focus on yours.
Yeah. Dive bomb Lewis Hamilton in a way that gets you around him instead of out of the race.
We should probably talk
about this penalty. That penalty was absolute horse crap.
Yeah. It was.
First lap incident, the FIA historically is more lenient for racing incidences because everyone is they're jockeying to gain positions in the first lap.
There's 22 cars in the
they're
span
all
of like
millimeters
a couple
apart.
yards.
They're millimeters apart. And Spa, it has some of the widest corners where you can get so many cars all next to each other.
Yep.
Hamilton is right behind. George gets a great run, goes around the outside. Hamilton is in dirty air. He's understeering like crazy. So he's drifting to the side and he drifts into Russell. Racing incident.
Yep.
Russell goes flying off the track. His race is literally over. And Hamilton gets a 5-second penalty. Okay. On lap 1. And then we have Leclerc who all but pushes somebody off the track.
Oscar, yeah.
Like Oscar has there's dirt and debris flying off. There's no more room.
Nope.
And he gets no penalty for it.
Yeah, and he hits him and like pieces come off his car.
I already hate the fact that there's so many freaking racing rules.
Yeah.
At least be consistent.
This is
You have so many rules because you say we have to be consistent. And then you're not still. Maybe the rules aren't the problem.
You're not the only one who's feeling this way.
I'm genuinely angry about it.
Crofty was losing his mind. One of the bits of language in the actual penalty ruling for Lewis stated that there were other extenuating circumstances that Lewis was navigating that were outside of his control. But then the FIA says that the collision was fully his responsibility.
How? That makes no sense.
Crofty was like, wait. If there's other extenuating circumstances, the collision cannot be
by
his
definition
entire responsibility.
That doesn't even make sense.
Inconsistency.
No, it's inconsistent. And it's terrible. And I'm like, it just makes everyone go like, okay, are you doing this because George is second and he's third and then, he took out a rival? Do you think Hamilton is taking out a rival in the World Championship? Dude, if that's the case, he's definitely not going after George Russell.
No.
He's going to go after friggin' Antonelli. If he's going to ramrod anybody, tricky them off the track, it's not going to be George Russell. He knows that George Russell is going to destroy himself. So he has no problem. George Russell is the picture of the snake that's eating its own tail. Like, he's not worried about George. He raced against George for so long. He knows George. He knows it's freaking Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Like, it was unreal.
No, it's just inconsistent, and inconsistency, especially when it has such high stakes, is unacceptable.
100%.
You got one job, and it's to be consistent to the rules you say you are supposed to be consistent to.
Yes. Let's talk Red Bull for a second.
Yeah, let's go there.
Max Verstappen's on the podium for Red Bull. Their 300th podium in F150 in F1 F150, baby. Their 300th podium in F1 history. Max Verstappen stands in P3, raises his trophy, and what do you feel but despair for Red Bull?
Say more.
We're back to how much work does Max have to do to mask all of Red Bull's problems?
But this has been the last several years.
Exactly.
But
we thought this was going to change. They came into the weekend with literally a wing that Max, I'm convinced, was like, I will not drive the car if that wing is on it, because he said it was dangerous. And I know that because he repeated super dangerous in the build up to that race.
Well, he DNF'd the race before.
Yes. But it set the week up for a redemption. And I should have felt better about the 300th podium. Like, I should have felt better that he led the race through Eau Rouge on lap 1 before Antonelli came back through and claimed it. But at the same time, I'm going, it's just Max being awesome. So yes, Max, killer.
Of course.
Is he stuck at Red Bull? But then on the flip side, you're looking at Isaac Hadjar, who drove from the back of the freaking grid
22nd
to 6th place.
6th place.
Like, okay, so the car's not daft.
No.
It's not dead in any way.
No.
But it is not worthy of Max Verstappen.
Red Bull hasn't been worthy of Max Verstappen for a long time.
Say more.
They have had a toxic environment for years. We've forgotten all the Christian Horner stuff and the insanity between Max's dad and Christian.
Who forgot that? Not me.
We've moved on. We're
Right.
not talking about it anymore because it was in the past as an F1 community. But like Max had to be the adult in the room when every single person in Red Bull leadership, including his dad, was going off the charts every weekend. And Max was the one having to navigate all
100%.
of that as he's freaking trying to go for a championship. So
yes,
Red Bull has been a drama-fueled Love Island crazy town for a very long time.
Which is ironic because that's the opposite of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen came into the weekend. He's in the driver's press conference, and Tom from F1 Nation he leads all of these driver press conferences.
Yeah.
And he asks Max, he goes, hey, can you tell us about what you're thinking for the driver's market? And his response is, I'm still in contract with Red Bull. And he goes, can you tell us about any conversations that you're having? I'm still in contract with Red Bull.
He shut it down.
And then he goes, I don't want to talk about this. No matter what I do, you guys are going to spin it in some way. I'm just not going to talk about this. I'll tell you, I'm ready to talk about it when I'm ready to talk about it. And so Tom is like pressing because he's a reporter. It's his job.
Yeah.
He's like, so you are talking. He says, I'll talk to you when I'm ready. Like he's like, I'm done. I'm done talking about this. Like Max is so over it.
Yes.
He just wants a car that will perform. He doesn't have to be any more clear that he's not in this for any of the fanfare. He's not in this for any of the press conferences, any of the sponsorships, any of anything. He's in this to have fun and race. And right now, he's not having any fun while he races.
Well, to that point, I think he is on a trajectory back towards a more competitive car. The car has been worse. Max has been in worser doldrums. We forget, I mean, it was last season. He almost made the most incredible comeback of all time. That wasn't that long ago. That was last season. Yeah. Right. So,
and they've adjusted the car. In your defense, they adjusted the car. They reverted back to the previous wing. But here's the thing, Ben. They're bringing back the flippy, gapey wing for this race. Like,
no.
So you're like, what are we doing? Are we just repeating history? They're saying, no. What happened in Hungary and what happened in Silverstone, those are two different mechanical issues, and we're bringing back the wing. It's going to be better. And I'm like, guys, how many more lives do you think like Max Verstappen is going to expend on your aerodynamic flunks? If that throws him off the road again, what's he going to do?
That's the question. Now, I think Max is having conversations with other teams. I think, as do other folk, McLaren's probably still an option. But here's the thing. If Max can make do with the devil and just like get a car under him that can get him podiums. Yeah. Even if like,
I mean, he's on back-to-back adjacent podiums right now. Like,
he's literally, he's been getting podiums. Like, even if the car is worthy of like a P4, Max will take it to P1. Like, he just needs that. The car's not worthy of that. The car is way below that. Max is forcing it higher than it deserves to be. So, now here's the thing that I'm going to throw this out there. Max is like the stone cold, no drama, no fluff. And Red Bull has been like the, kind of the crazy, insane circus the last couple of years. And I wonder if like that equilibrium just kind of like works for some weird, crazy reason where it just kind of balances each other out somehow. Where imagine like Max with a Toto. They're both kind of that just like same energy.
Yeah.
Like, would it work? I'm sure it would. Would Max win? Of course he would win. You throw him in a Mercedes,
of course,
he's going to be slaughtering everyone. But
yeah,
for some reason, whether we understand it or not, whether we feel Max deserves a better team who's not as like nuts half the time, for some reason it works for Max, and he's not talking, and he doesn't want to talk about moving.
Yeah, but the question becomes like, how much longer does Red Bull, like, does Max believe that Red Bull can give him a championship winning car? Like, every weekend feels like Max is extracting everything and the car is giving him nothing extra. Matter of fact, he extracted everything from that car this weekend with one less wing.
Yeah.
Max is maxing. Red Bull is not Red Bulling. Or is Red Bull Red Bulling?
Well, no,
and Max is realizing it's time to jump ship.
I think so. From what I've heard, his clause, he has a clause where if he's not in P1 or P2 by October, he has the ability to bounce from his contract. So I don't think he'll be in P1 or P2.
He's not going to be.
He's in like
close.
P7.
Yeah, he's in P7.
Yeah, he's not. He
has momentum, but he's not got momentum to get to 2 or 1.
No, he's not. He's not going to get there. And so I think there will not be any crazy, silly season over the summer break.
Max will be the kickoff.
Yeah. No one is moving until Max moves. Remember when Sainz was changing teams? No one was like shifting until Sainz shifted because that was going to send all the other teams. So no one's going to move until Max moves.
And it does seem oddly quiet right now in the driver market.
Well, because everyone's just looking at Max and Max isn't talking.
I love it.
So again, Max is focusing on, I don't know, like, hey, talk about resilience for a second. If we're to compare Max and George, legend. Max is so just like, listen, let's just figure this stuff out.
Yes.
I'm going to bounce back. I almost engineered the greatest comeback in F1 history last year. And now I'm in some piece of crap car.
100%.
And guess what? I've gotten 2 podiums in 3 races. And guess what? I got a podium after I freaking binned it because my car tried to kill me last weekend.
Exactly.
If George's car tried to kill him last weekend, he would not be on the podium this weekend.
No, he would be in his stroller with his fan and his Bluetooth speaker.
I just can't think about this. Like, I'm numb. It's just like, George, you're not the only one who's got bad luck.
Exactly. You're not the only one that's dealing with crap right now.
Have bad luck. And guess what? They get podiums the next weekend because they have something called resilience. Learn about it.
Dude.
Max is resilient. And Max is going to figure it out. And so that's probably why it's worked out with Red Bull. Max has the resilience to outlast all the crazy at Red Bull. Man. So here's one thing I want to talk about regarding Red Bull. I think, and others are saying this too, that Mercedes has pulled off a bit of a heist in convincing the FIA that they have not the best power unit.
How did they do that?
Toto. The billionaire Australian, Austrian, somehow working his political magic to be like, no, we don't have the best.
Toto's droid. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi in the FA. These aren't the power units you're looking for.
Somehow Toto has convinced them, and this is where talk about Christian Horner. If Christian Horner was still at Red Bull, there's no way in hell this would have happened. There's no way in hell that Toto would have gotten away with this upset to convince the FIA that Mercedes, who has literally dominated, doesn't have the fastest power unit. And now they're able to upgrade. And Red Bull is like screwed and they're not able to. So that is something where it is a...
Red Bull powertrains, yeah.
Red Bull powertrains. And so that is a very, very interesting piece of politics that Toto has shown his mastery of on the back end. And Red Bull is missing out.
It's a lot of conjecture. That's a lot of conjecture. No. You think that's true?
I'm not the only one. The Sky Sports team is all over this. They're all over this. Mekis is not the political mastermind that Toto is.
Of course
he's an engineer.
He's an engineer. He's not thinking like that.
And Toto's out there.
He's not a philanthropist, billionaire playboy.
No.
He's not. Yeah, I mean, for all extensive purposes, Tony Stark and Toto are essentially the same person. And yeah, you could be right. I think it doesn't just benefit Mercedes though. It also benefits Ferrari
I know.
Because Ferrari's car is unreal. It benefits Honda.
So here's my. Can I just how in the talk about the FIA for a second again? Their insanity. How in the world of the races we've had where Mercedes has won all but 2, can you somehow convince yourself they do not have the fastest power unit?
Because Mercedes is arguing that it's their battery deployment and their aerodynamic package that is causing them to be the fastest car. They're the most aerodynamically efficient car, and they're the best battery deployment versus the power unit itself.
The battery deployment is part of the power unit. I know, but it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid.
Yes, but that's not what they're allowed to. They can't adjust them. They can't adjust that because the power unit itself gives power.
I understand.
And the internal combustion engine, being the power unit, gives the power. That's what we're talking about here. And then there's like the electric delivery system, which is totally different.
I understand.
And they work together.
They work together.
That's not the question that the FIA presented, though.
100% power.
And maybe he's just not maybe he's not a political mastermind. He's just a genius. And he said, well, we're not talking about the whole package together. We're talking about the engine component of it. And the engine component of Mercedes could be underpowered in comparison to Red Bull. Red Bull very well might have a more powerful engine and a way less powerful battery. Now, whether or not they can't change their battery because it's now locked, but Mercedes has a more powerful battery, but can change their engine. So overall, they're going to be up even more, which is great.
So frustrating.
It's great for Mercedes. It's great for McLaren. It's so working out really well for McLaren right now. But I think that is the way that you can look at this, where Mercedes can go, yeah, okay, we're better. But look at all of our customer teams. They're not necessarily better.
Yeah.
McLaren's not any better. Alpine's not up there. They're still struggling.
Williams is thriving. So.
Williams is, I mean, it's the gold standard right there. Oh, don't get me started on Williams. So frustrated with Williams right now.
I have no energy.
Let's talk Ferrari for a second. So Ferrari, for me, made it clear that they are no longer a one weekend winner.
Consistency.
They are no longer the one weekend wonder.
Nope.
They have solidified themselves in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Leclerc nearly had back-to-back victories.
So close.
So close.
1.9 seconds behind.
Under
Kimi.
2 seconds behind Antonelli.
That's huge.
There is a major breakthrough. More importantly, team dynamic-wise, consistency, Leclerc is comfortable again.
Yep.
Hamilton is comfortable.
Yep.
And I think there's only upward trajectory for the both of them.
Yeah, they just feel like a really, for all the drama of Ferrari over the years, they feel like they're balancing out pretty well. There's some equilibrium there right now. And like genuinely things are all kind of operating in alignment.
Yeah.
Whereas there was always a gap. There was always like something wasn't working. If it was a strategy miscall, if it was the car, if it was the drivers, but this is actually, it feels like the energy between Lewis and Chuck is overall good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it feels like Chuck can be very hard on himself. The thing about Chuck that I really like is I don't get entitled vibes from Chuck. Whereas
confident.
I get confidence. I get high expectations.
Yep.
And when I don't meet my expectations, I'm disappointed.
Love those things.
That's great. I don't get entitlement. And so Chuck knows he's paired with Lewis Hamilton,
100%.
who's the GOAT. Like he understands that dynamic. And so that feels like there's more comfortability and they're working better together. Whereas Russ and Kimi, I don't get that.
No.
From them.
Yeah. I think Leclerc is comfortable in that Mercedes. Lewis finished in 4th.
Not bad.
Not bad. It's another weekend where we're left thinking, what if he didn't get damage with Russell and they were able to make that front wing adjustment and give him some front end, because he was fast.
Yeah.
And he would have been faster if his car didn't get that damage on lap 1.
But again, to be in 4th after getting damage
is good.
That's great.
It's really good.
That's really good.
And so I there's a lot of conjecture around like, oh man, Lewis is slipping again and Chuck is back and he's just, Lewis is going to go. And I'm like, nah, it's malarkey, dude.
No,
I think we're going to see a great fight between the two of them at Ferrari. That's only going to drive Ferrari further up and closer towards Mercedes.
well, because right now Ferrari's at 285 in the constructors, Mercedes is at 358.
Yes.
They're cutting in. And this weekend with Russ bombing out, that only helped Ferrari to further advance. Like, we genuinely have a fight for the constructors on.
Yes. It's very interesting because this is the story that we were expecting to hear or say in regards to McLaren. But McLaren has become Ferrari, and Ferrari has become McLaren.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying McLaren brings upgrades and they work and they jump and they make the performance pop on their vehicles. Now, rewind and it's like Ferrari waits and then brings something and then it doesn't really do anything and they're left with, crushed dreams and the Tifosi in tears. And that's now McLaren.
Yeah.
That you've got Oscar who finished 5th and Norris in 7th, no pace advantage, no strategy masterclass, nothing. Like,
yeah.
Everything was McLaren, and now it feels like they're almost forgotten.
They are 90 points behind Ferrari, who's in P2 and they're in P3. That's significant.
It's a significant
almost
amount.
100 points behind Ferrari. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, McLaren, I hate that they give the title reigning world champion to the folk who just won because they are not reigning. There's no reigning.
That's a great way to put it.
You are the former world champion. Is better. Like, former world champion, I get it. You get to wear the number 1 next week. Like, that's awesome. You earned that piece. But like, get rid of the word reigning because
2025 world champion is on the field.
2025. That's it. You're not reigning. He's not reigning anything. Decimated.
Yeah, you're cleaning the stables out right now for Ferrari, for Mercedes. Like, you're sweeping up dog crap.
All that's happening, and I hate that there's this narrative that we try to prop up with like, oh yeah, McLaren and Lando, and like, what's it like to be? And it's like, no. If we actually believe that the season is like everyone's back to square one, and that every race you have to reprove yourself, like, why are we acting like there's something that is owed to Lando or something that's owed to McLaren? There isn't. Like,
we owe you nothing.
We owe you nothing. And guess what, McLaren, you've just got to come back and prove yourself.
Yes.
And guess what? This season, you're not proving yourself.
No, and we're approaching the summer break, and they have slipped into mediocrity.
Yes.
Like, they used to be the ones setting the pace. They used to be the ones that were hunting. And they're now like not even hunted. They're like dodo birds. They're flightless birds. They're just existing.
Well, they're sidelined is what they are. Like,
100%.
They feel like they're out of the chase. Like, right now, it's Mercedes, Ferrari 1-2. Red Bull is 40-ish points behind them.
Yeah.
So Red Bull is going to pass them.
But I don't even feel like Zach's in it this year. I don't see him anywhere. He's not present. He might be present.
He's present. He's just
not
got a lot going on.
Maybe there's too much going on.
McLaren's doing a lot.
McLaren's doing a lot. They're across a lot of different sports, and that's great. But if you slip in the number 1 sport,
you think it's costing them being spread like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
This is the first year where he's actively stepped back more than previously, and we're not there. It's hard to say. I don't think you can use 1 year as the defining factor.
Yeah.
We'll know next year when we go into year 2 of these regulations. But it's not looking good right now. Something needs to change.
Yeah, McLaren is off.
100%.
And I don't know if they know how to turn it back on. But I'm not using the language that they are somehow deserved or entitled to act as world champions. They're spectators, it feels like this time around. And that's a bummer because McLaren has been so good. Their drivers are so good. We deserve to see them fighting. And again, like you get flashes in the pan of it, but them as a protagonist in the sport feels like we're gone. They've shifted to like a side character that shows up on a sitcom, like, you know, every third or fourth episode. Like, and they went from being the top dog protagonist to being like, wait, you're like the weird friend that lives next door now.
Exactly.
And I'd love for them to like step back into the spotlight.
100%. Okay, looking ahead to this weekend.
Yeah.
This is George Russell's last chance before the summer break. What? Mercedes says the problem is fixed. And Hungary is about recovering points and proving that Russell belongs in this title fight. Do you think he can do it? They've finally identified and fixed their hybrid energy deployment issues.
Okay. Russell is still in the championship contention. He's only 4 points back from Lewis.
If they fix the problem, then there's no excuse for George.
Well, clarified problem though. They fixed the car. There's another problem that George and George alone has got to fix himself. So that's the piece that we'll see this weekend is if George is able to actually, as a driver, deal with what he needs to deal with and only he can deal with.
Yeah. Yes.
To be competitive.
Because George Russell has spent the better part of the last month complaining about why the Mercedes does not work. Champions don't need to explain where they are. They go out and they perform. He needs to go out. He needs to drop all of this. Great. I'm glad you're patting yourself on the back that your public, like, hissy fit and temper tantrum drove the team to find a fix. This is Formula One. They were going to fix it anyway.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with you throwing a temper tantrum.
There's 1,000 people who work at this factory trying to give you the best car
and they
possible.
don't make as much as you, and they live for that bonus that they get at the end of the season. And so don't act like it was your whining that did this. But it's fixed now. So what you can do is go out there and do what Antonelli seems to have no problem doing with that Mercedes.
Yeah.
Win a damn race. Yeah. And if he doesn't win, does that mean like is this championship effectively over?
If he doesn't win this weekend, then we're not talking like a pothole that he's got to jump over. We're freaking talking a crater.
Exactly.
That he has to somehow circumvent. Like the gap just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And as Antonelli keeps putting those reps in and continues to deal with the high stress, high pressure as a freaking teenager who's found a way to like achieve zen in all of this insanity.
Incredible.
I mean,
we're 19-year-old hero, dude.
We're talking him freaking being hunted by Lewis, hunted by Max, hunted by everyone, and just be like, yeah, no, I found a way to like achieve equilibrium. Russ has got to get there, whatever his version of there is. And I personally am not convinced he'll do it. So I think we're going to go into the summer break. The canyon's going to be that much wider. And Russ, unless he can stare in the mirror and just say, I have a piece of this that I've got to fix, we're not going to resolve anything.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I think Antonelli's coming into this, and no matter what Antonelli does, the story will still be that Antonelli is going to be the championship this year, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it feels like he's trying, at least publicly, 80% less than George is to spin a narrative. He's just here and happy to be here and performs and gets behind the wheel, owns his part of it and continues. George gets behind the wheel and runs 3 different people's races and complains 50% of the time. And he's in third place. And so if he doesn't perform this weekend,
I'm just getting stressed as you're going through that list of what he's doing. I'm like, that's exactly what he's doing.
But it's factual. Like, look back and you will see this. Like, dude, stop talking and start racing. Like, get over it. Okay, so that's Mercedes. Ferrari Can they handle coming into this weekend as favorites in the paddock to win? It is
That's big.
multiple
Favorites.
people are saying that it looks like that the Ferrari's car this year is best suited for this racetrack. But we're coming off back-to-back weekends of their performance, back-to-back races where they have done very well, collected a ton of points, and we are on the cusp of saying, hey, this is no longer a one-weekend wonder. But if they lose this weekend, if they throw it away, do we go, it's just Ferrari again?
Well, that's the problem with Ferrari is that narrative is always available to us. So it is always possible that when they have a moment revealing their humanness, that will be what we defer to say, we knew they'd throw it away. There's too much passion. There's not enough strategy, like whatever we say. And we say it because that's what they've proven to us. I think Ferrari actually, I would say, almost has more on the line this weekend than Mercedes does. We know Mercedes' thing. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Yes.
Ferrari's the underdog here.
Yes.
Ferrari's the one that's edging into the Constructors' Championship here. Like, if Ferrari can deliver another 1-2 punch where their drivers are high scoring in the points and Mercedes is having to deal with one whiner and one, golden boy and reliability question marks, like, there's a lot on the line for Ferrari this weekend. And so I honestly think that there's going to be pressure.
100%.
And 100%. And pressure is a privilege. If you've got pressure, it means you do something right.
Exactly.
So Ferrari is in good hands because a man named Lewis Hamilton.
Well, and here's the thing, dude.
Is racing for Ferrari.
This is his greatest chance to win. We're going to freaking Hungarian Grand Prix. We're talking about a guy who has won the Hungarian Grand Prix 8 times.
Feels like it's notable.
No one knows this track like this man. Silverstone left everyone asking, was Lewis robbed? And
probably
now we go into Hungary and it's like, dude, this is Lewis's redemption.
Yeah.
I believe this isn't even the part of the podcast where we're supposed to talk about this, but I'm believing that we're going to see in Hungary a 1-2 finish from Ferrari. I think we're going to see.
We've been close.
We have been so close. We're going to see Lewis win, and we're going to see Chuck in second, and we're going to see Antonelli in third. And I really believe that this is the weekend where we go into the summer break, and the question isn't just, is Antonelli going to win this championship? The question is Mercedes going to hold on to this championship?
Yes.
That's where we're moving towards. Yes. And what a great way to spend a month off.
I mean, that's exactly where we want to be. And again, Ferrari, I'm going to say something that I've never said before. I genuinely think Ferrari deserves and is getting close to earning our belief in them. They are turning a corner. They are ironing out the wrinkles. They are figuring things out. They're achieving more consistency and continuity. And I think our faith and our belief in Ferrari for the first time in years is well-founded.
I think so too.
And who doesn't want to believe in Ferrari?
I'm not kidding you. I have refused to get on the Ferrari hype train.
Of course.
For the better part of 5 years.
Yeah.
And because I was emotionally yo-yoed previously.
Yep.
And I'm just in control of my emotions and I regulate as a human being. And I believe that Ferrari is in this legitimately.
They are.
Legitimately.
They're here.
It's not a fluke. It's not a one-off.
No.
It's not flashes in the pan. I'm seeing consistency. I'm seeing calmness. I'm seeing the right people in the right roles, the right drivers in the seats at the time it matters, and a car that freaking performs. It is incredible. The other question I have leading into this weekend is we get the long-awaited papaya package. This upgrade is significant. Aerodynamic.
Tell me more.
It is huge. A huge amount of parts are going on this car. It is a make or break moment.
Yeah.
For McLaren. this is a Lewis Hamilton track. Ferrari is expected to be good at it. Mercedes is going to be good all year round.
Yeah.
Red Bull historically sucks in Hungary. So I doubt that they're going to have their head around it this year. Could be a surprise because Max can do anything.
Max can do anything.
And Hadjar is on fire right now. And so, but this is the weekend where if McLaren wants to make a splash, they've got to come out.
Well,
they've got to figure this out.
Whoever owns this weekend is going to ride some momentum through the summer break.
Yes. And conversely, whoever loses this weekend, whoever comes out of this weekend where what they've been saying doesn't align with the performance that they put down, is going to have a struggle to relax over the next 4 weeks.
Well, yeah. And the summer break is, you don't get to do any work. Like, you are locked out. You cannot go back to your factories and just work like heck to try to figure things out. Like, we had that funky break in the beginning of the season where everyone's just going to town, and then we kind of restarted the season. That's not what the summer break is. And so you're just kind of sitting alone with your thoughts and your numb feelings if you're George Russell.
But this is why it's so important, dude. It's for exactly that. Like, you go into the summer break and either you're reading story after story after story, because the beast never stops.
No.
Of how you're everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
Like, Ferrari wins this, dude. Lewis Hamilton and Chuck are going into the 4 greatest weeks of their life, because the whole world and an entire country.
Yeah.
Like, the Pope might even give them a holiday. Who knows?
Please.
But they'll be looking over to George Russell's apartment in Monaco, and they'll see a little black cloud over that apartment building.
Someone should go check on George.
Someone needs to go check on George. Yeah, everyone's going to do a wellness check on George. But truly, because that's the narrative. Like, and there's so much on the line going into this weekend. McLaren's bringing a massive package. Aston Martin, who are they even an F1 team anymore? We don't know. They finish laps behind everyone, and they're 5 seconds slower
per lap.
Are coming into this weekend with weight reduction, new aerodynamic package, and a brand new chassis for the car. Like, in anticipation for the new engine that they're getting after the summer break. Like, if they don't get what they need, it's going to be a further like stab into their already bleeding heart.
Yeah.
There is so much on the line. George, Antonelli, Russell. Actually, I feel like there's anything on the line for Antonelli. He can't lose right now.
No.
Like, even if he doesn't place in first place, everyone loves Antonelli.
Yeah. My 2 kids, he's their number 1 favorite. They asked if we were going to be interviewing Antonelli tonight. I was like, no.
In the name of Jesus. Come on, Antonelli.
Soon.
I'll send you the link, bro.
Let's do it.
Wonderful. He'd probably do it if your kids interviewed him.
My little Italian.
We'll talk about that.
Little Italian boys.
Little Italian boys.
Dude, what? So much on the line for this last race before
it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Fantastic.
Very exciting. Well, it starts tomorrow because old Streppy boy over here got strep for it.
Hey, I
never met anyone in my life that gets strep throat as much as you.
I do.
But I did Google it after, and apparently if you get it once, you're more like, a higher likelihood to get it again. And then if you get it twice, then it becomes like a chronic illness that you easily
I've had it 5 times in 2 years.
That's insane. That's actually insane. So we did not record because I'm a hypochondriac.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to get you sick. We didn't record. I wouldn't have been able to talk. It wouldn't have been good. So we are definitely recording later. But hopefully the turnaround won't be as long, and we'll get another episode out soon.
100%.
Appreciate you all joining us. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, folks.